Welcome to our project time for Picasso. We've got a fun project ahead, so let's go through it. Let's get started. I've got my helpers with me today, and we're going to show you a quick example of how you might do this. So, first thing we need is some paper. And then, for a little later, we need some colored paper. It'd be good to have some pencils around so you can start to draw with that.
And if you want, you can have some like colored pencils.
Yep, colored pencils, crayons, markers, whatever else you want to color in. And then we'll need some scissors.
And if you want an eraser.
Yep, and glue sticks. If you remember, we looked at a few pictures. I'll show them to you again here. One of the big influences of Picasso was music and instruments. And so for our project today, we're going to draw a simple musical instrument. We're actually going to draw a guitar, and then we will modify it a little bit. This is from his blue period.
It's the old guitarist.
The old guitarist, yep. I don't know if we showed you guys this one, but he did a series of these of the three musicians.
Yes, I know.
And you can see in here is kind of a hidden guitar and musical notes and really cool stuff. Yep. He's got the flute. If you want to follow along, we'll be doing these, guitars, musical instruments. But I'll tell you what, as I always say, if you want to do something different, you're more than welcome to, especially with this project with Picasso, where he was a master at doing things his own way, right? He tried all these different styles. So if you think of something else that you want to do, by all means, do it. So everybody gets their paper. So I'm going to draw a nice little simple guitar.
Or like you could draw a bike or...
Yeah, you do whatever you want.
Or a strawberry.
A strawberry, I like it. Good. Jed, what are you going to draw? You going to draw with me? You got to come up with something good here. Guitar. And remember, it can look like whatever you want. If you want a guitar that looks completely different.
I thought for a second that this was the guitar thing.
Oh, yeah.
So it smelled like a banjo.
It does kind of look like a banjo, maybe. What do you think, Jed? So, simple guitar. Don't complicate it too much. Try to think of what it looks like. I know it's hard to remember, but it can be whatever you want. So I'm gonna make some little strings going across here. You're done? Put a little more detail in it. Give us a couple minutes, man. You're ahead of us. And look what I'm gonna do over here. I'm gonna put some little music notes on this guy, just like Picasso did. He had some lines going through. Now, take your time, finish your drawing. If you're done, then you can start coloring now. That would be cool. It's up to you. You can also color later, so don't feel like you have to finish. But we'll spend just a couple minutes now coloring, okay? I don't know if I mentioned this in the talk when I was telling you about Picasso, but one thing that Picasso always had was a really messy studio. He said he found inspiration in the chaos. He made a good mess. So if you ever went to his studio, probably paints and canvases all over the place, sculptures. We talked about how he used all sorts of different supplies and mediums. He loved the mess. Now, again, you can do whatever you want, but one of the things that will work well for this project, because we're not done yet, we're going to mix these up a little bit here in a second. One of the things that will work well is if you fill up most of the page.
I did.
Yep, that looks good.
I didn't quite fill.
That's okay. If you didn't, it's not a big deal. But if you want to add some stuff, you know, what are some other bike related things? You could maybe add some other stuff in the rest of the page if you want. Don't.
You could add some wheels.
Yeah, you could add some more wheels. It's a good idea. Don't feel like you have to, but it'll kind of help because I'll show you what we're gonna do. If you've been following along with me and you're drawing a guitar and some other musical stuff, great. If it doesn't look like this at all, that's great too. I see some really cool stuff here. Here's what we're doing. We're gonna take these nice drawings here.
Yes, we're gonna take them and cut them up.
Yep, we're gonna cut them up. You can cut it however you want. And let's do kind of big-ish pieces. Jed, watch this, okay? So, and you can do them all the same size pieces, or you can do them a little different.
Well,
It's kind of
pretty hard to make them all the same size.
It would be hard. If you wanted to do them all the same size, you could kind of fold.
And then,
You can cut however you want. This is how I'm gonna do it, okay? I'm gonna start cutting it like that. Okay, Jed, looking good. Just try not to lose any of your pieces that you cut, okay? And I know it's hard to cut up your nice, pretty drawing, but I'm telling you, it'll be fun. So just trust me. You can do it. So Julie's measured hers out, kind of folded, and that was smart. She drew on the back side so that she would have something to go off of. So now, what you want is the other piece of paper that we talked about, okay? So,
take one black one.
I don't have a lot of options here.
Black and blue.
Jed, which one do you want?
Blue.
You want the blue one? Okay. So let's put all your pieces.
I'll take a black one.
You want the black one? Perfect. So what we're doing now is we're rearranging our picture however we want. And the point is we're trying to see things a little differently. Remember looking at Picasso's pictures? He had this, the face was all mixed up, and it makes it more interesting. It makes you think about things a little differently. So you can either plan it out a little bit, like Julia's doing, or you can just start gluing, but we're gonna glue it onto these bigger construction papers, okay? You start to see different shapes that are coming together. You got some neat stuff going on there. I love it. Okay, you gonna glue yours? Ooh, Jed.
Look, it fits together perfectly.
Very cool.
Look, it's a boat.
Very
with that
cool.
thing and a flag.
Oh, that's neat.
That kind of actually fits in with
Oh yeah, you see how things kind of like come together, and you see different lines that kind of connect and form, and they repeat. Oof, neat. Well, I hope you have had fun creating with us and learning a little bit about Picasso. I sure have, and I love what these guys have come up with, and I'm sure you'll come up with really cool projects as well.
And then it's like this one sideways.
Okay, perfect. So keep going as long as you want. If you didn't finish in class, then finish at home, and I hope you have a good time and do as many of these as you can. And remember that you're all artists, so don't lose the creativity. Keep it going. Don't be afraid of coming up with these really cool shapes. Just let me see yours again. I love it.
And from this angle,
So
it kind of
fun.
looks like a helicopter.
Yeah, it looks like all sorts of new things.
Looks like an upside down chicken.
Really, really good. I love it.